So we're at 10:14. WSU police officer pulls over 2015 white Hyundai Elantra with PA plate, driven by Brian Koberger. What can we know about that? The Hermit and the Queen of Swords. When was that? 10:14. So that was about a month before, but about a month and a half after the phone service. So essentially Knight of Cups reverse. What I'm getting here is, it's almost like Brian felt like he was receiving signs, like signs from the universe that he was, it's almost like he had this delusion that the universe was giving him signs that the time was coming to put this plan into action. I almost feel like getting pulled over to Brian on 10/14 was like a slap in the face to him, because he had this plan to get in with the police and then commit the crime, but he was running out of time because Kaylee was leaving, and he knew this because he was stalking them. And he was running out of time to do this, and he wasn't yet in with the police like he wanted to be. And this officer pulling him over was like, and this isn't to blame anyone, this is just what I'm reading in the energy. The officer pulling him over was like, if you have a lighter and you're flicking the lighter so that the fire goes on. This was that. So we had the 8/21 incident where he was outside the residence, and then we had someone else there with the girls, and he was mad about that. This was the same thing that was happening, but like with the police. He wanted to get in with the police, couldn't get in with the police, and now the police are pulling him over. But I'm supposed to be one of you guys, and you're pulling me over? I'm supposed to be with her, and she's with this other guy? It's like that same mindset. That's what I'm getting. So he was almost feeling like, this is from his mindset. I feel like, in my opinion, he may say something along the lines of, well, I guess I'm being shown that I should do this plan because nothing else is going through. Nothing else is working. I'm not getting the girl. I'm not getting the job. The rest of my plan won't fall into place, so I guess I should just do it a different way because I'm running out of time. Which I feel like added fuel to the fire and him wanting to outsmart the police, which is, I think, maybe part of where this cockiness is coming from, in terms of, I can't wait to be exonerated. That, I feel like, is like that at the police, because they rejected him too. They made it so that he could not do the plan in the way that he wanted to, because he wanted to be in with the police, then commit a crime, then watch how it was changing things. Well, they took that opportunity away from him because he wasn't in, and he was running out of time. He spent so much time getting to know these targets, figuring out their schedule, figuring out this and that. And now not only were the girls having guys over that weren't him, but the police didn't choose him, and now they're ruining his plan because he's not gonna be able to get in with the police, then commit the crime, then see the changes. Almost like the before and after, and he was running out of time because Kaylee had to leave. That's what I'm getting with that.
Hello, I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded. I think you know why I stopped you. You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep.
Do you have the registration and insurance?
Yes. Let me just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just gonna get this out for you.
Okay.
So would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck like in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done been?
Not-
Just
You're
back up in
not
that
supposed to
situation?
block an intersection like that in Washington, so just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation, and then then you're running a red light, so it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go, because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting, and then turns, and then you're blocking, so.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn. So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh,
Did you see that?
no.
Yeah, like right before I made the turn, there was someone who like made a right. They didn't have their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Yeah, so I would just advise,
Yeah.
just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up and not.
I don't know if there's a best
I-
thing
I
to do in
couldn't-
that situation, because you're either going to back up into somebody,
Yeah.
or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection.
Yeah.
There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just slightly into the crosswalk, so. Yeah, where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
So even if
interesting.
you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like there are a few lines. Like there's one white line and there's another one in front. Like there's like a certain
Yeah.
margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know laws vary state to state, but there is a law
Yeah.
in Washington for blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when
Yeah.
you don't, when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbiage. I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah. I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, yeah, I
yeah,
can
I'm not,
find
like,
it for you.
disagreeing with
Yeah.
anything. But,
1 second. That looks good on a Hyundai. I don't see Pennsylvania registration like at all. Okay, let's see. Expires November 22nd, or 2022. Okay. And
yeah, one of those is actually.
yeah, okay, that looks good. I'll hand that back to you. I'm just gonna go check your info. I'll try and find that RCW, the law for you, and I will be right back.
Thank you.
All right. Basically, it's just called an RCW, so it's RCW 46.61.202. So it's no driver shall enter an intersection unless there is significant space on the other side of the intersection. To accommodate the vehicle he is operating without obstructing the passage of other vehicles, despite any traffic control signal indications to proceed. So you had a green light, so you're thinking you can go, but you're blocking the intersection.
Yeah.
So that's, if you're ever curious in any laws in Washington, just Revised Code of Washington. So I'm not writing a ticket or anything like that today. I understand you're from Pennsylvania, but in the future, don't proceed through the intersection. You can't get stopped for that alone, unless you can clearly just clear it right away.
Okay.
So
So then basically, I understand.
you're just supposed to wait behind the white line. Drivers do it all the time,
It
but
never even occurred to me that that was actually something wrong. But
yeah.
well, except for the fact that I was blocking the crosswalk, which is what
Yeah.
I went through.
And states vary a lot from laws. Like Pennsylvania might not even have that law, but in Washington we do.
I'm actually just from a very rural area, so we just don't have crosswalks.
Oh,
Unless I visit an area where there are
Gotcha.
crosswalks, and then it's not very frequent.
yeah.
Yeah, I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law. I wasn't trying to
No, not at
disagree
all.
with
Like I
things.
understand you're not from here, so if you don't, a lot of people don't know a bunch of laws. Like I only know it because this is what I do. But yeah, if you're ever curious on any more laws, just RCW, and they can be hard to read because it's in like legal language, but hope that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah, have a good day.
Definitely, you too.
Thanks.